she did try to subtly sabotage our relationship when we got back from Mexico. But I'm not going to go into details about that.
Hi, guys. How are you? Congratulations to you all. I binged this season very, very quickly. It was fantastic. Kwame, I'll start with you. Congratulations. I mean, was there ever any doubt that you were going to say yes on that day, or was it a game time decision? Kind of walk me through your mindset when you were up on that altar.
Yeah, definitely a lot of thought went into it. I think a couple of days before, though, I knew that I had to make up my mind because I felt like if I was on the fence on that day, I would have made a decision and then regretted it later. So I just wanted to make sure I was solid in my decision. So we went ahead and actually got a lease to an apartment in Seattle a couple of days before. Actually, we signed the day before the wedding. So we kind of just put ourselves in a position to know, like, hey, at least we're willing to take this next step and see how it goes from here.
Are you loving Seattle?
Loving Seattle. I take back 99% of the things I said about Seattle.
All right, good. You know, Kwame, you said that during the season, you said that Micah still had a special place in your heart and that you cared about her a lot. Did that ever cause any issues with Chelsea watching this back at all?
Well, so we haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
Yeah, and so you know, I think no matter what, especially when you start looking at the life that you have now, and I just feel like, good God, I'm going to be answering this question until this show is over. But you know, when you think about the connection I have with Chelsea, Zack mentions this a lot, in like the pod relationship you have with someone is completely different from the actual relationship you have with someone, right? Like when I went past the pods with Chelsea, I knew, I was just like, okay, this is just, it's almost a reflex for us. The way we interact, the way we understand each other, right? And I just don't believe that would have ever been the case with Micah. And I can respect that. I think we had a great relationship in the pods. And that's what I mean. She has a special place in my heart from that part of our experience. But I knew deep down in my soul that there was just like, there was no possibility of us going past that and having anything that was actually of value to us as people, as human beings, as people who are in love. Like, we had a great time in the pods. It was great to move on from there.
Yeah. Paul, how did that make you feel? Did you ever feel threatened or anything about Micah and Kwame's relationship?
No, I really didn't. I feel that we were super open in the pods with each other and in the men's lounge. Like, we were very open, and I think it was obvious that we all had like very good intentions in that we wanted the best connection to be the one to move forward with, like no matter who it was, you know? And so it wasn't like a competition. It was like we genuinely both wanted the best connection. So.
Yeah. You know, Paul, it seemed like you had a really tough time, you know, coming to the decision that you made. I mean, going into your wedding day, kind of the same question I asked Kwame, what was your thought process? And I mean, when you were up there and she asked you to go first, were you hesitant at all? Did you think maybe I was about to say yes?
Yeah, no, I was super torn, incredibly up until the very moment. And I hadn't made the decision, you know, as soon as it came out of my mouth, that's when the decision was made. And, yeah, I think I don't regret it. It was the right call, I think, at the time. And it was a realization that, you know, while we did love who we were in that moment, there's a lot more to marrying someone than just that.
Mm-hmm. So no regrets. You still feel confident with the decision that you made?
Absolutely. Yeah, no regrets.
Mm-hmm. Zack, congratulations to you. I mean, what was it like standing up there for you? And were you ever worried that Bliss wasn't going to say yes up there?
I mean, I think we both had a pretty strong understanding of what we were going to say when we got up there. So I didn't honestly have any concern. I mean, it was intense for sure, but we had spent a lot of time talking about, is this the right move? Are we doing the right thing here? And so I think we both kind of had solidarity moving into the wedding.
Yeah, definitely. When was the moment that you realized that you made a mistake with Irina? Was it as soon as you saw each other, or when was that? What was that conversation that maybe you had that you're like, oh, this is not for me?
Well, I wouldn't say the mistake with Irina. What I would say is I made a mistake with not picking Bliss. Mm-hmm. And I think that was the real mistake. And I knew that when I ended it. And it was kind of dealing with that. That was, I don't know how much you could see of the turmoil that I was going through with that. But when I did end it, then my very first thing was I wanted to go and tell them to bring her back. And that I had made the wrong choice, but I knew I had to live with the decision. And honestly, at that point, I was just ready to, I had fallen in love with two different people, and I made a choice, and I was going to go forward with that choice. So yeah, that was how I felt.
Yeah. I don't know if you've watched back any of it, but you haven't? Okay. So, did Irina reach out to congratulate you at all, or did you ever speak to her after the breakup?
No, not after we got married. And there was, some things. She continued to text me after Mexico. I never reached out to her again. And she did try to subtly sabotage our relationship when we got back from Mexico. But I'm not going to go into details about that.
Got it. Interesting. Marshall, how are you? I mean, it seems like this was a very difficult relationship to watch, and especially the breakup and how everything kind of unfolded between the two of you. Do you have any regrets in how everything kind of played out between you and Jackie?
No, not a single one. I have no regrets. Everything happened how it was supposed to. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah. It seemed like obviously Jackie wanting a relationship with Josh completely blindsided you. Is that fair to say?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
100% blindsided me.
Yeah. I mean, thinking about her now, like, how do you think about her? Do you think about her fondly? Is it hard to, kind of wrap your head about what exactly happened between the two of you?
I don't have any ill will towards Jackie or Josh. We shared that experience for quite some time, and I'll always have that to remember. And I am choosing to hold on to the good memories and let go of the hurtful ones and the one that ultimately ended us. I think that's best to just put that under the bridge and keep moving and put that in the rear view.
Brett, congratulations to you as well. I loved watching you and Tiffany's love story. It's absolutely beautiful. I mean, I think everybody that probably watches this was like, okay, this is 100% going to happen. But did you ever have any doubts that maybe Tiffany would say no when she was up there?
Nope.
You're like, absolutely not. I mean, did you know as soon as I'm sorry, go ahead.
Not a drop of doubt.
Yeah. What was that moment like when the two of you kind of, said your vows and, made the promise to each other for the rest of your lives?
It was a beautiful memory, surreal. I mean, that whole day was a little bit of chaos, which I think was, obvious, and, the whole pants fiasco. But, at the end of the day, I think it was a beautiful moment. And, it wasn't a position that I saw myself being in, when I came to the show. But I'm happy I did.
For more news, content, and exclusive interviews, make sure to hit the sub, like, and bell button down below and visit usmagazine.com.